Hi there, this is John Allen, your Franciscan hermit from Johannesburg, with my reflections from the Hermitage. And for the 6th of May, we come to celebrate the 6th Sunday of Easter. Feral or wild children who have been abandoned and reared by animals in nature and who are later rescued are totally unable to develop relationships or to come to full self-awareness. They are unable to love or to know love. This has been the evidence of every case that has ever been recorded, from the wild girl of Champagne, the Syrian gazelle boy, the Russian bird boy of Prava, to the first recorded case of wild Peter captured in Hanover in 1724. The window period for the development of this ability, as well as the development of language and cognitive skills, appears to be about 3 to 4 years. It is from this evidence that we are forced to conclude that love is something that needs to be initiated within us. So apologies to all you Tarzan lovers. We always come to others with a love with which we ourselves have experienced from others of our own species. We love others from something we feel in ourselves. There are people outside ourselves whom we love. It isn't something we do because we've been ordered to do it. We feel it and we act accordingly. The love we feel for others has come from somewhere else. It has been placed within us by those who loved us first. When we love, therefore, we are reenacting something we have inherited from others. It did not come from something intrinsic within us. Once we get this sequence right, we will come to know that our desire to love, the love we have within us, and which we have to give to another, must first be given for us in order to be sustained. In order to understand this command of love, we need to remember some act of love which has touched us deeply. Let's remember something a person said, or perhaps something a person suffered on our behalf. This is not the type of emotional love that gives us a high, or a transactional love based on self-interest, even when this is hidden behind a smokescreen of devotion. Those people who sacrifice themselves for others are more likely to be found on the fringes of society rather than on the grand stages of the bold and the beautiful. When we have been touched by such deep sacrificial gift love, something deep within us changes and takes on new life. We may have come face to face in some way with great suffering, or perhaps even a life-changing situation, or life-threatening illness, and have experienced the love of Jesus the Christ in some way. When such an encounter takes place, the change that takes place within us is fundamental. It is as though we have found the truth of who we really are, and in this reality, any illusions or lies become extremely painful. The only responsible to such great sacrificial or gift love flowing from God is a complete and selfless gift of ourselves in return. We can also apply the passage to our relationship with the wider world. In all the great trouble spots of the world, there are always to be found those who spend their lives, sometimes give their lives, working for peace between warring factions. Jesus said, "As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you." This is telling us that we give ourselves to others in the same way that others have given themselves to us. This is very true, isn't it? Once we love others, we find that we can share with them the truth of who we really are. Jesus makes the connection between keeping commands and remaining in his love. Commandments in this passage do not refer to a series of obligations. Keeping the Father's commandments means simply that with Jesus, we can remain calm within the awareness of the Father's love, no matter what the circumstances we find ourselves in. All love produces joy. It's like an unnamed consequence of giving one's life to another. If our love doesn't produce joy, it isn't right. We have to add something to it in which we have neglected. This is my commandment, love one another as I have loved you. The Christian commandment to love is based on Jesus' love for us. We love not merely from ourselves, but because the love of Christ has taken charge of us. Jesus then goes on to make the connection between love and the relationship between friends. He goes to the heart of what being a friend is all about. It means seeing another in the light of our experience, in the light of truth, and in the light of love. A servant does not know his master's business, but I've made known to you everything I learned from my Father. This tells us that we are not seen as servants, but as friends. You did not choose me. No, I chose you. We often act as if we are the responsible persons for loving others, but we do not really choose the person we decide to love in this way. It is God who chooses us to reach out to them through us. We must be aware of this fact and respond accordingly. Then Jesus gives an important lesson. I commissioned you means that he has sent us out, that we may go out and bring forth results. The results are simply to bear fruit, to show the world what love can accomplish. For when all is said and done, what really counts in life is this principle of true love. Once we know how to love in the right order, we will have kept all the Lord's commands. May the Lord grant you peace.